So last year around this time, my dad was turning 89 years old. As a tribute to my grandfather, I built a scale replica of a Prairie Schooner. There's a lot of backstory to this build, which I'll break down for you. You see, my grandfather, which is my dad's dad, used to build little things from scrap wood all the time and give them out to family members. Little things like scale rickshaw boys pulling a cart, scale lighthouses, scale covered wagons, scale water wells, things like that. He was also great with plants, but that's not directly tied to this. So when I was a teenager and maybe a bit before, I used to tinker around in my dad's garage workshop and build little things also, out of the scrap wood I would find laying around. Things like wooden scale helicopters, boats, planes, even life-sized guns that my brothers and I would run around the yard with. My dad used to tell me, "You got that from your grandpa." That comment was always endearing to me. It's been tens of years since those days of building in my dad's garage, and I wanted him to have something special for his birthday. Something crafted with those same talents. A few years back, one of the scale wagons, along with other keepsakes made by my grandfather, was destroyed in a fire that took most of my dad's house. This scale schooner that I built was a way to honor my grandfather and the talent he may have genetically passed to me, along with a way to bring back a memory in an item which he lost and couldn't replace directly. So, as for the schooner, I wanted to bring as much realism and detail as I could within a time frame I had. I think it took about a week of random hours throughout each day. I selected a beautiful red-tinted hardwood as the bulk of materials to make the project really stand out, which was a choice wood material I picked up from Rockler. Plus, I had some decent scrap wood on hand, so I used some contrasting and complementing wood to do it all justice. I did some research first and printed out some rough images I found online of a basic structure. I changed the print size until I visualized a good representation of how big I wanted the model to be. The main cargo bay turned out to be around 6 inches long. Though I'm not certain of the proportion to the real world, I would say it's about 1/12 scale. I wanted the model to be made up of milled planks instead of plywood sheets to mimic real-life lumber construction. Like I just hand-picked them from the sawmill. I also incorporated tie wire to simulate binding bolts and rods as I assembled. I wanted the fasteners to actually hold most everything together. I didn't just want to use a ton of glue. In fact, I even used the tie wire to replicate the spring cushion for the rider's bench seat, along with putting hinges on the bay door and toolbox. I made the axles from a hardwood maple and tapered the ends to fit into the wheel spindle. I wanted them sturdy. I put a slight angle to match the real-world camber that the wheels had on those schooners. I made all the linkage for the front axle so it could really steer and made the wheels from sectioned wood pieces instead of faking it by drilling out circles from a sheet. I created and attached spokes for good realism. I cut super thin bows to support the hand-cut and hand-stitched canvas cover. I literally had to steam them so they wouldn't break when I bent them. To finish in the details, I even placed some handmade supplies like a coiled hemp rope to hang from the side, a small bag of salt, and some mini lumber stacks next to a barrel in the cargo area. It's all very functional and tells a story of life across the plains. When I gave it to him for his 89th birthday, the look on his face said it all. I hope this story and build inspire you to create something meaningful, whether it's for family or just for you.
Okay, here it is. All finished. With all its details. I even added a couple provisions in the back. So I've milled all the pieces, all the lumber, all the side rails, all the wheel sockets. Made a toolbox, the bench. I actually made suspension for the bench. So all the bows for the canopy, I milled out of wood and I made them thin strips, and then I actually steamed them to get the bend in it, so you can see the details of the inside. These are actually pinned, the side rails. I just wanted to see how it would work, but these little side pieces are actually held together, not by glue, but by those little pins, and I smashed them flat so that they would act as like a bolt. Added the rope on the side with the hook. So I made the axles to imitate row axles, so the pitch of this is designed to camber in a little bit at the bottom, which is like a real working wagon. So I don't know, I'm pretty proud of it. My dad lost one like this that was built by his dad. Lost it in a house fire. So I just thought, since my dad's getting up there, he's 89 this weekend, and figure I'd surprise him by taking him this as not so much a replacement, but just in honor of my grandfather to him. So every part of it.
All wood parts.
Beautiful. Look at that. Wow, man. Stevie, look at that.
Wow.
It's hard, you know, like, you know, it's really
You made the wheels?
Nice.
I made
All of it.
every piece of that.
Carved every bit.
Even the little, there's like,
That is great.
That is really nice.